Don't knock over my beer. Never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, today we gather upon this bountiful earth and beneath the brilliant sky, that we may stand witness to the union of Braxton and Shrakk. Our ancestors believed that as witnesses to this act, we are not just spectators, but we are also bound, in part, to the fate of this couple. We share in their trials and their tribulations, their joys and their sorrows, their successes and their failures. And so to that end, if there is anyone here now who feels that these two should not be wed, let them speak now or forever hold their peace. When I counsel a couple, I am often asked, "What questions do you have?" And I say to them, "Why is it you get married? What reason do you have to enter into this union?" There are many answers, but one of the largest answers is, because we want this to be real. And so I ask them, what is real to you? And it would just so happen that we have something in common with a favorite story, which explains what real is. Where's my reader?
"What is real?" asked the rabbit one day when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender before Mama came to tidy the room. "Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle?" "Real isn't how you're made," said the skin horse. "It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real." "Does it hurt?" asked the rabbit. "Sometimes," said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. "When you are real, you don't mind being hurt." "Does it happen all at once, like being wound up?" he asked, "or bit by bit?" "It doesn't happen all at once," said the skin horse. "You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand."
A marriage is somewhat like that. When you come together, you have your sharp edges, your pointy bits. But over time, these things are worn down and you become comfortable with each other. Remember that a marriage is not just the rings and the vows, but they exist within. It becomes real over time. Know that before you go further, since your lives have crossed in this life, you have formed ties between each other. And as you seek to enter into this state of matrimony, you strive to make it real, to make real the ideals which give meaning to both the ceremony and the institution of marriage. With full awareness, know that within this place, you are not only declaring your intent to be united before your friends and your families, but that you speak with intent to the higher power. The promises made today and the ties that are bound here greatly strengthen your union. They will cross the years and the lives of each soul's growth. Do you still seek to enter this union? Then I bid you to look into each other's eyes. Braxton, will you cause her pain? Is that your intent? Delilah, will you cause him pain? Is that your intent? Will you share each other's pain and seek to ease it? And so the binding is begun. Braxton, will you share her laughter? Delilah, will you share his laughter? Will you both look for the brightness in life and the positive within each other? And the binding is continued. Braxton, will you burden her? Is that your intent? Delilah, will you burden him? Is it your intent? Then will you share the burdens of each other so that your spirits may grow within this union? And the binding continues. Braxton, will you share her dreams? Delilah, will you share his dreams? Will you dream together to create new realities and new hopes? And the binding continues. Braxton, will you cause her anger? Is that your intent? Delilah, will you cause him anger?
I will.
Is that your intent? Then will you take the heat of your anger and use it to temper the strength of your union? And so the bonding continues. Braxton, will you honor her? Delilah, will you honor him? Will you seek to give cause to break that honor? And so the binding continues. The knots of this binding are not formed by these cords, but instead by your vows. Neither of you may drop the cord, for as always, you hold it in your own hands, the making or the breaking of this union. Are there rings for this union? We do now proclaim ourselves one in flesh and in spirit, and pledge that from this time on we will take the responsibility and exercise the privileges of an independent house in the community of humankind. Staying for rings.
You put that we got our hands together now.
Braxton, inasmuch as the two of you have agreed to live together in holy matrimony, having promised your love for each other by these vows and the exchange of rings, by the power invested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, And as ordained by Anrek Fane, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present to you the illustrious Mr. and Mrs. Yadi Shrakk.
Play ball! Indeed.
It's a march. Are you saying?